Wow. Hello, you guys.
Welcome. Victoria's shocked that she's got a face.
Yes.
Welcome to another exciting episode.
Oh, I feel it real fun for all.
On the...
We'll find out.
Come on, Victoria.
8th of March, 2024.
Hey, it's the 8th of March.
It's
Are
not
you
the
still
Ides
doing
yet.
the same old thing,
The
expecting
Ides of
new
March.
results? Anyway,
Because we were talking about May Day and someone told us on YouTube, no, it's the Ides of March. 15th of March.
yeah, something like that.
Cool.
Look at that. Awakening intuition for spiritual growth.
Huh?
Oh, I'm so tempted. I'll share it there.
Awakening intuition.
Yeah, why
Okay.
not? Where else can I share it that I...
Cigar Brothers? No.
No, let's not share it on Cigar Brothers. All right.
Okay. So it's your manifesting questions answered live.
That's right, everyone said.
I'll get out my eucalyptus lolly.
That'd be good.
Put that in one other show. And I've got a few love hearts because I think some people out there love eucalyptus lollies.
Or they love hearing you speak.
And your manifesting questions answered live.
That's
so,
right.
Where are we going?
And Joe and Joe.
Joe and Joe and Joe.
This is great.
Joe.
All right, so it's your manifesting questions answered live, brought to you today by Identity-Based Manifesting. We do have one seat left for the live call tomorrow, which is like this time, 24 hours from now.
Yeah.
And join us.
Yes.
Or miss out and get the recording later. That's all right.
So it's identitybasedmanifesting.com, isn't it?
Yes, for the
Yes.
Go Buy Shit link.
For the Go Buy Shit link.
That's right.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. Lisa Ann LaRock will be joining us tomorrow. Joe Weldon is joining us tomorrow. All these cool kids are joining us tomorrow. Yeah, we've got a live call tomorrow. I just talked about
sorry.
that.
I thought you meant...
All right.
Stuff.
Yeah, they're
talking
joining
about.
us today, right now as well.
They are.
All right.
Okay, cool.
So, Victoria, let
Yes.
us dive in.
Okay.
Oh, we're entertaining someone. That's good. We got laughter.
Someone's laughing.
That's right.
All right. So,
All right.
we're going to dive in.
That's right.
And the first question today is from Remarkable Rockin' Robin.
Remarkable Rockin' Robin.
Reborn in your 20s?
That's right.
Question mark? So Robin asks, when Neville says you'll be reborn in your 20s, how does that work out with your life previously, like infancy, childhood, teenage years? Because when he said that, it made me really wonder if I'm back again for another round and started again only a few years ago, which would make a lot of sense. I'm 24.
Cool. Ready? I personally, when I've read what Neville says about this, when I've heard him speak about it, one of the things that he basically talks about that is where the real kicker is let's assume that when you die, you will be restored as a 20-year-old. Now, I find it absolutely, at about 20.
As a 20,
Yeah.
right.
Now, I find it fascinating because how many movies and how many books and how many times when people like experience somebody in the next life is it that experience, right? So let's just toss that out there just for fun, because it's sort of like that whole thing when two people meet each other and they glance to fall in love, time slows down, hey, just like in quote-unquote real life, right? So where I'm fascinated with this is the other side of the coin. Neville basically says you'll be restored until you're not. You'll stop getting restored when you experience the resurrection. In other words, when you're truly experiencing who you are and how this works. So once you experience a certain point of awakening, you stop getting resurrected and you keep going in another way. And that to me is where the really curious bit is, because we can try to figure out how does it work, what happened, how does it fit in since I remember my childhood, maybe this is where it all begins. It just gets endlessly loopy in the head, unless you just go, radio, what's your absolute period? Whenever you really devote yourself to truth and you start experiencing, what Neville called the promise, so on and so forth, it's pretty much it's a new adventure beyond restoration. It's resurrection.
So he said you'll keep getting reborn until you don't, basically, sort of like your words. But what happens when you don't?
That's the question. That's where it gets good. That's where you're.
Yeah.
That's where you're. And it's so hard to talk about this without bringing in bullshit. But here's the thing: your ultimate experience is to fully awaken as who you are and how this works.
That you are
With
God.
the oneness of it all, but you don't lose your individuality. And so, beyond this whole thing of 20 years old, what about childhood, all this stuff that gets you stuck in your head, I'm going to invite you to your belly. Just to notice, you know what? If I really, really, really play with this and explore who I am and how this works, then there's a level of play that shows up next, which is totally different and a lot of fun. So, goodbye, Emmett.
Yeah, it's interesting that, because if I think about it, it feels like through my life, in a way, every 12 years I was reborn. So I felt like at 12, 24, 36, 40, do you know what I mean? If you keep adding your 12, that it felt like there was this shift in who I was, believe, or everything.
Yeah.
Whether it's state, who knows? But it's like, yeah, for me, that's what feels like what's so far evolved in my life. Oh my God, what's going to happen now? No, but yeah. Okay, thank you. So that was from Remarkable Rockin' Robin, who's 24. That's great. Thank you very much for your question.
Have fun.
The next question's from DDD Egho. How to get past a middle? And Egho asks, middles. How to get past a middle? I imagine being a happy, loving mum, but I feel it might be a middle because I always feel like something is about to happen rather than it's already happened. I feel like that person, but there's a but at the end.
Did a happy, loving teacher. And I always have things that are about to happen. The show's starting late, the show's starting on time, the podcast, a one-on-one, a group call on USA Friday, a remarkable call on USA Sunday, and we're back. That should be interesting, right?
Yes.
And so I've told you before, I'd be very cautious who you listen to, because there's a lot of people injecting a lot of weird shit. And I'm noticing a pattern with what you're sharing that just has you going into your head way too much. There's always something going to happen. So I imagine being a happy, loving husband. I've assumed that state. There's always something going to happen in our lives related to that. And so if you honestly feel you want to be a mom, you surrender to be a mom. Now, at some point, you'll meet a fella, you'll get pregnant, or you do intravital fertilization, or you'll adopt kids, or whatever you'll do. You'll cross your middles. But the thing with getting past a middle, I fucking love my middles. I absolutely love my middles, because living in an end, quote-unquote, an identity, has me experience endless middles every day. I went shopping today.
Yeah.
Happy, loving husband, happy, loving puppy dad went shopping today. And we'll be cooking later. So there's endless middles. And so really, really, really getting that they're not to be avoided or gone through or controlled. They're basically how you live life.
Definitely. Because it feels to me like part of it feels like it can be your choice, whether it's a middle or an end. But really, to be a happy, loving mum could be a middle to being a happy, loving grandma. Do you know what I mean? Or things, who knows what it evolves into. So it's like, if I were to choose right now being happy, loving mum, then there is, that's my end state. And when the wish is fulfilled, of course it'll become, in a way, a middle for what's next. It's like that dopamine of, what's the next state I'm going to move into.
We had pork chops the other day. We had leftover pork chops. One of them became snack, one became an addition to the next day's meal. This is how life works. So I don't get caught up in any of it. but I get to enjoy all of it.
Yes.
So if I got caught up in it, I'd be going radio. So instead of making 8 pork chops, I'll make 6. But in case I'm extra hungry, then I'll have to make eggs. And it just becomes really, really weird in head. Versus this whole thing of like, radio, I want pork chops. I'm making a stack of fucking pork chops. If I don't eat them all, I'll eat them later. Yeah, so we really get to notice this whole thing of yeah, I'm going to change your state. Happy living, Mom. So when you get this, is all about living. It's your day-to-day living. You're going to have ends that you're going to have identities that if I could reinvent all this stuff, if I could eliminate some words, I'm like in a word elimination year, I would eliminate ends and middles. I fucking hate them. Yeah, I hate the words because everybody gets strung up on them. On the other hand, if we had identity, so I'm big on identity-based manifesting. If you explore, if you develop an identity that leads your activity, in your entire life, all the other stuff takes care of itself.
Yeah.
But as soon as we make it about activities, or things, heaven forbid, data, it just becomes endlessly loopy. So if I was going to totally rewrite this, I would totally go to, look, what's your identity? Now your identity, your activities take care of themselves. Done. So, Egho, thanks for a goodie question.
Yeah.
Let's continue to answer that one and the first one as we continue to answer more questions on today's show.
Yes. Okay. Cool. The next question's from Shaylin. Can you simplify Neville?
You bet.
Yeah. So Shaylin asks, so Neville says in Power of Awareness, this is what is meant by creation, and the statement that creation is finished means that nothing is ever to be created. It is only to be manifested. What is called creativeness is only becoming aware of what already is. You simply become aware of increasing portions of that which already exists. The fact that you can never be anything that you are not already, or experience anything that not already existing, explains the experience of having an acute feeling of having heard before what is being said, or having met before the person being met for the first time, or having seen before a place or thing being seen for the first time. Can you simplify this statement?
You betcha. Let me just go with an experience. My buddy Scott, he's dead now. We'll call him Dead Scott. I love calling dead friends dead.
Not
right?
dead Jim. Yes.
Yeah, it's not Dead Jim. Yeah, it's Dead Scott, right?
Not dead yet.
So Dead Scott will be on his next adventure someplace else,
Yes.
right? But Dead Scott did Desert something or another. Desert Stand, Desert Storm, Desert something or another. Maybe he did them both. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But he was one of those guys in one of those cool OH-58D helicopters that had the intelligence gathering knob on the top. In other words, him and his crew were a target because the intelligence they gathered brought in the other things, right? And so Scott went to war. Scott always imagined going to war. Me, on the other hand, I had a little riot kind of thing. Not a big deal one day, right?
Yes.
He went over there for like 2 years or something, right? Some people just read about stuff like that or experience it in the news or whatever. Some people have absolutely, like, they live in a mountain, they drink stuff out of a creek, they have no idea what's going on in the world, right? Yes. So this whole thing with we are selectors. You get to select what grows and goes in your life. Is there war in the world? Absolutely. All right, are there people that eat, what's something I don't eat?
Tempeh.
Jesus God! Right? There are people that eat tempeh, right?
Yes.
I'm aware of people that eat tempeh. I am not one of them people.
Yes.
So I get to select what goes on my plate. It's sort of like when I go shopping. There's a lady behind me today, and I'm waiting for one of the checkouts that I can put in the cart and get money out. And she's waiting behind me to get in one of those things, and I start talking with her and the little girl that runs the whole self-checkout. And the lady behind me says something like, "How are you today?" And I says, "Listen to me, right? I don't have to grow it. I don't have to butcher it. All I do is take it home and cook it. I'm in a very good mood. How about you? Right? And she laughed and she got it. Right? So you don't literally have to create things. People like focus on, I need to focus all my manifesting energy on creating exactly what I want. I can only do one thing at a time. Hey, creation's finished. You get to choose what goes on your plate. You get to choose what's on the table. You get to choose what restaurant you go to. Cool.
It's like they're all there waiting.
They're all there
How much
waiting.
does that last paragraph bit? Because I haven't heard that before, but an acute feeling of having heard what's being said, all of that sort of stuff.
Sure.
How much is that like deja vu?
Totally. Absolutely.
That is deja vu.
So you're aware of it, but not aware that you're aware of it.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of like whenever like you're walking down the street and you smell something, whoa.
Smelled that before.
And then you see the menu,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
And then you walk in and you say, yeah, I'll take what that smells like.
Yeah.
Right? By the way, I think we missed a question up top. Yeah, keep going. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, we lost a question.
All right.
All right.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Next week.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah, that's phenomenal about just that feeling of deja vu, and then I start going into, is that sort of like what it's all about? That when we have these feelings of that, because creation's finished, like who knows? We could have experienced it thousands of times before.
Absolutely.
The same question, smell, whatever.
You're not going to remember everything. Yeah. Here's an interesting thing, because people talk about, they approach life like they remember everything. You can't possibly. Remember what you ate for breakfast last Tuesday? I do, because all I have is coffee and butter, right?
And he does Facebook Lives.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now I could look up what I had for lunch a year ago, that kind of thing. But we experience so much. Creation is finished. You experience so much in so many different ways. It's sort of like, that feels familiar. That sounds familiar to me. So, how'd we do? Shaylin, let me know.
Let us know, Shaylin. Or Shaylin. Cool.
That's right.
Excellent. Thank you for your question.
Oh, no, I moved the question down there.
All
Okay,
right, there
cool.
you go. The next question's from Eric, creating resource states. And Eric asks, how does I remember when and creating resource states relate to this segment from Power of Awareness?
This is a great question.
If creation is finished, what does creating resource states mean?
Cool. You ever make an omelet? Doobie-doobie-doo. All the shit in the omelet's already created, right? You just get to assemble it the way you want to experience it. One of the things with resource states, here's what people do. I'm an Aries. I'm a guy. I'm 57. I drive a BMW. Yeah, so they've got a lot of resources that are just passive resources. On the other hand, I can take three things that I'm nuts about, that you know about really well, Eric. I can take Native American wisdom, Neville Goddard, and NLP, and I can synthesize, I can weave together something magical. So what you are and what I am, so let's shift chunk a little bit. What you are is a conjunction of states. What you are actually is what allows some states to conjunctify. In other words, a collection of states is how you experience your moment to moment, your day to day. You're what gives life to that conjunction of states, right? Now, what's really, really cool, when you get it, you're totally unique. The experience of you is totally unique. So when you start looking at this whole thing of, people will go, well, like, I was good in English in high school, and they, it's like, it's almost yuck to me. On the other hand, whenever you get, I've always been fascinated with communication and people and what's possible. When I can take what I'm fascinated by and explore, how do they come together in me? How do they come together in this unique moment? How can we explore this? This is part of what I would call creating a resource state. In other words, I can take bits from my past, your past, or anything, and assemble them, remember them, experience them in a way that empowers me to do something really, really cool. On the other hand, passively accepting the history is what most people settle for. And so it's like, you know what, I've continuously, for the past 4 years, made a New Year's resolution. It didn't happen. I'm obviously not good at that. That's their resource state. Me,
Yes.
I'll take some unique bits from here and there and bring them together in a cool way. Conjunctify.
I know. Is
Tony
it a
Doyle.
new word?
It could be, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot. I think it was maybe even last week's call, Slam the Door, or it might have been the week before that. But I love, because you often talk about resources and resource states and stuff, and how when you hear someone talk or something, how that can be a resource. Oh, I know what it was, because also it might have even been Anya, but yes, the Neptune. But how then an experience of what you created can then become a resource state for you. Remember the Neptune?
Yep.
She became. Anyway, it doesn't. But just how you will say often, especially with other people on the call, if you hear something that's like, oh, I wish I owned that, or that way of being, or that can become a resource. That can become a resource state from that point forward.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Raymond Reddington.
No. There we go.
I don't have the right fucking hat
Yeah.
on. So my buddy Dave turns me on to the Blacklist. I just adore the character of Raymond Reddington, the way he tells a story. Raymond Reddington not just becomes a source of distraction or entertainment for me. Raymond Reddington becomes a resource state for me. So if I'm exploring how to tell a story, I can slide into the experience of Raymond Reddington telling a story about the seventh position of, in the diamond, in a way that, and what comes out is absolutely marvelous. It's never been that before. It's never congealed in that way before. Has it all been created before? You betcha. But is the unique expression of it going on in real time?
Especially in you, even more unique. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
It's like, just keeps,
Nice.
It's almost like chunking down and chunking up. Very cool.
Eric, thank you. Great
Yeah,
question.
Very cool.
And we've got one seat left for the call, if you're watching this live, for the call that's basically will be going on 24 hours from now.
Remember when mastery.
Right? So if anybody can share a link to that, last seat, guys, would love it for you to be yo.
Yeah.
Yes, or something like that.
Excellent.
All
Thank
right.
you, Eric, for your question.
Eric, great question. And by the way, what's cool is that needed to be asked. Right? If I would have asked myself that a week ago, while planning this call, the ad copy would have been more comprehensive. Right? As it is, that'll give to the call itself. So thank you.
Cool. The next question is from Kathy. The difference between imagining and manifesting. And Kathy asks, essentially, what's the difference between imagining and manifesting?
Now, this came up on a one-on-one call this week with a Kathy. She may or may not have asked it, but it showed up in our exploration. And I find this pretty cool. As I experience my, fuck me dead, experience of words, right? Yeah, there's lots of useful distinctions to be made and explored. So here's one of the things that I notice. People will manifest something into their life. It's like having an intention to lose 100 pounds by Christmas.
Yes.
And I watch their physiology, I notice their biology, I notice how their eyes fuzz the fuck over and all that stuff. And it's just one of those absolute fascinating things to me. Because a lot of people, they make manifesting something separate from life, separate from themselves, and it's a way to, it just gets weird, right? So this is just what I notice. Imagining, on the other hand, is a continuous experience. You are continually imagining. Continually. You're continually... I just did a call with DeCarlo Escaridge yesterday. Had a blast. One of the things that we had show up in the call was the superpower of acceptance. And so this whole thing of imagining, Imagining is really what are you accepting as true? I go to the shops, and I don't accept 90% of what's in the shops as food. If there's a photo on it, or a long list of ingredients, or a label, it's probably not something I'm interested in eating. On the other hand, if I can go, that's a broccoli. I've grown of that. I've grown of that.
Yeah.
That's a lamb, right? Looks yummy to me, right? Nice and simple. I can accept that as food. And one of the things that I notice is whatever you eat physically, I don't care. But you can accept very simple things as true. Because what you are really is fairly simple. So.
And that's the clincher. What you accept as true manifests in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah. What holds your mind? This is another one that showed up this week. What holds your mind tends to manifest. It's not what you think about. It's not your thoughts. Yeah. What holds your mind tends to manifest. Of course, your rational mind can get in the way. Yay. Right? But what holds your mind? Literally, the state of happy, loving teacher holds my mind. So.
It's like the haunts the mind.
Totally.
Haunts your mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you, Kathy. That was a great call. Hope you watch this, and because it just really inspired some Think You Do. Thank you, Heather.
I'm just thinking about because
You can do that.
Because
Don't apologize.
so
you hold the
I get
microphone?
the haunts your mind, the
I'm gonna
holds
drink
your
heavily.
mind, but then I know we've also been talking about like when there's too much mind, too much think you do.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, whereas the other adventure, getting it down into the belly. So, just wondering where that's different.
Well, that actually goes into Lisa's call.
Call
So.
or question.
Yes. Or
Yes.
question. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay. So
excuse
thank
me.
you very much for your question, Kathy. And I assume the last. She's normally lucky last.
Yes. Always.
The last question today is from remarkable Lisa Ann LaRocque, manifesting from the heart. And Lisa asks, "Hi 20 for the show," with a lovely big smiley face.
Yay.
Albert Einstein commented, "I think 99 times and find nothing. I stop thinking, swim in silence, and the truth comes to me. I didn't arrive at my understandings through my rational mind. In the silence, I most usually find..."
By the way, so that previous part was Einstein, and now we're on to Lisa, just
Sorry,
to be clear.
yeah, that was a quote from Einstein. So now Lisa says, "In the silence, I most usually find great love. This elevates my manifesting from a formula of trying to remain faithful to my imaginal act to magical anticipation,
Egho, listen to this.
which calls forth mystical participation. The mood," oh, I love the mood, "is sustained as if by the magician of the beautiful. Please share with us your pro tips on manifesting from the heart. Thank you, Lisa."
Cool. So there's acceptance, and then there's expression. So it's sort of like getting pregnant. Yeah, when the one thing's accepted by the other thing, yeah, boom. And then there's the expression that follows that, culminating at 9 months and then 18 years later, and so on and so forth. I think the number one thing that I notice. So in Remarkable, these first couple months we've been exploring magical and rational. And one of the things that I notice is we need rational to function in this world. It's absolutely a necessary thing. Victoria gives me a shopping list. My rational ticks items off, so I bring them home. Magical determines what we do with them. Magical is what actually gets me to go to the store. Happy, loving husband, right? Gives her some time to do some yoga. And then she tells me all about her hips the whole way home. Lovely, right? When we make manifesting about quantities, it takes us way up in the head and has us think way too much. We explore this in Dream Driven Day, but you'll notice I explore it everywhere. When we explore it as qualities, what's the quality I want to bring to the show, to the answers of the question, to the lives of you peoples, as well as us? What are the qualities? And there's the thing. And I think about one of the things that I do. So I swim. They tell me it's 40 laps. I call it 20 because I consider a lap going back and forth. Plus, it keeps my life a lot simpler. And what I do is, there they go. So what I do when I swim is there are 20 qualities that I explore. They're basically 20 qualities of the diamond. So I explore 20 qualities of the diamond. We explored 5 of those last year. I explore 1 quality per lap. And it's really enriched my life because any time you can explore qualities, you raise the quality of your life. Anytime you can explore qualities, because it's not the quantity of time that I spend with her, even though I love spending a lot of time with her. It's the quality of time that we share. And it's in the quality of the time that we share isn't dependent upon a lot of worldly things. It's dependent upon the amount of magic that we allow to show up, that we accept into our lives. So this superpower of acceptance. I got a podcast I haven't put up today, but it's one of the things I mentioned in the podcast that I haven't put up today. It's not about an intention. It's about an identity. It's about an acceptance. When you can accept your wishes fulfilled, when you can accept who you are and how this works, when you can accept that you are love, and the key word is when. Because there are times in any typical day you cannot accept any one of those. And that's when hell starts. But on the other hand, the more you can accept in any moment what you are is love, you are how God has the adventure of a lifetime, your wish as fulfilled. And what's your wish? To make $1 million in 20 minutes? No. What's your actual wish? When I can fully accept wealth into my life, people book calls, people buy shit, and I actually share something worth listening to. And so let's call that manifesting from the head, the heart, and the belly. The head knows we got to pay bills. The heart wants to do something that I love. The belly gets to accept, really, really accept the truth of the moment.
The Sabbath area.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where it all rests.
Yep.
Yeah. And what I love is, which is going to be my strawberry bit, but how we had the question just before, Lisa, the difference between imagining and manifesting.
Yep.
And to me, Lisa just nailed that. The key difference for me is where she says that the imaginal act to magical anticipation.
Yes.
To mystical participation. It's like we're so drawn into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
We can't help but participate in its creation. It's just gorgeous.
I can't help but teach. Yeah, I honest to God can't. So it's not that I have to book a call to pay the bills, to make some money, to do something else. Yeah, you know what? I just want to teach.
Yeah.
I want a room full of people that I can explore this with.
Yeah.
I want a show where people ask questions so we can explore. I can't help but do that. The state of happy, loving teacher longs for that. It anticipates it and is drawn into participating with it. Yeah, and by the way, inner conversations, that whole call we did on that, if you want to have better inner conversations, nail your identity. The way we explore that in that call is fascinating to me, because when you nail your identity, do you get the inner conversations that a happy, loving teacher has? Do you get the kind of inner conversations that a happy, loving husband has? Naturally.
Yeah.
If I have to edit the damn things, I'm not in state.
Yeah.
If I get to explore those things, what are the new inner conversations that are spontaneously coming forth from the state? So the state, going back to Eric, great question, Eric, hope you're still here. Creation is finished.
Oh, yes.
The state of happy, loving husband, finished. I can adopt that. I'm not good at the state of swinging single guy. I'm just not fucking good at that. I mean, it's like I feel like Leisure Suit Larry, right?
Yes.
Just not good at it. Yeah. Why the hell am I going there? Oh yeah. Both those states are finished.
Yeah, right.
Right. Could
There
draw.
might
Thank
have been
you.
states that you explored years ago.
Oh yeah. Swinging
But
single
that's
guy
what
was
it's like,
was
yeah.
was sort of fun. Yeah. I was in my 20s and dumb, right? Yeah. So I mean, it was fun in a way. But meanwhile.
Yeah.
The states are finished. The exploration and exploring of them is unique to you. So, DeCarlo, I was just talking about you.
Oh.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know who
Yeah, we
you
were just
are.
we were just talking about you and the superpower of acceptance. So you're gonna have to watch this show from the beginning.
Oh, cool.
How cool,
Excellent.
right?
Excellent. Oh, so what a fabulous... So that was from remarkable Elisa Anna Rock. Thank you so much for your question.
That is the rightness.
And what we'd love to know now is what was your hashtag? Strawberry Bit?
That is the rightness.
Oh, look at all those love hearts came up.
Hoo-ha.
Oh, DeCarlo did a thank you.
Hey, buddy.
That's lovely.
Let me know when when it's up. I get busy, so let me know.
Oh, was this DeCarlo from yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I do know who you are then. I think I know who the hell are you. Sorry. From one of your swinging single moments in the past. No, I'm joking. And so your hashtag Strawberry Bit. So that was definitely mine. I just love, I can just see how that is, how we get haunted, how we get the difference between like imagining this to like manifesting this. Do you know, like that whole difference is like heart and belly, and from that magical anticipation that Lisa talks about, which just calls forth, it just brings it into your whole being.
Yes.
Of mystical anticipation, like yes, I just can't wait. So yeah, I love it. So that's mine. What's yours, babe?
I love how real world this is, because yesterday we had chicken from the chicken shop for lunch, and I had 2 burgers and a pork chop. But I seem to digress. But we have the discussion because Timmy Lee's in the garden with Victoria, and Victoria doesn't want to cook when Timmy Lee's here, and I want to be quick in and out so I can take a nap before Timmy Lee goes. I got my call with DeCarlo, yada yada yada. And so, long story short, I'm imagining getting lamb loin chops from the butcher that's in the same little shopping plaza. They cut them that freaking thick. They leave a nice tail of yummy fat, right? So it's like, yeah, baby. And so I'm imagining getting that, and then I park my car, and I'm walking down, and I got the big-ass sign outside, and it's like 2 kilos of lamb loin chops, $30.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right.
Oh, man.
So I went in and got them. I'm all happy as a clam. I go down and get me a chicken and her a piece of pumpkin. And so I got her piece of pumpkin, and I got me, I got the chicken.
Plumpkin, yes.
That's right.
I called it.
Yeah, pumpkin. And it was just lovely.
Yes.
But we knew it was for lunch early in the day. And I knew I was going to get lamb chops early in the day. And I'm eagerly anticipating and then magically participating in the unfolding of it.
Yes.
Beauty.
Very nice.
And I love the way you put that, Lisa. I love how it ties in with your earlier questions.
Yes.
And it's just gorgeous the way this show comes together.
Yes.
So.
And I love how Tony put up, you seem to digress.
Yeah, I seem to digress.
Hashtag. That was lovely.
Could you mention the glasses? This is the old version. They have a new one out. These are Ray-Ban Stories. They're smart glasses, right? They actually have cameras built in, which I guess you can use for something.
They just
I
look
don't
like
know.
weird.
But they're the Tom Cruise glasses, right, from the 80s. Love
Yeah.
me the 80s, right? And so when Scott came back from his first break in the Army, he had a pair like this, but they didn't have the cameras in them
Who?
because it was in the old days. Scott.
Oh, Scott.
Yeah, Dead Scott,
Yep.
right?
Dead
So I love these glasses, always have.
Yes.
So long story short, they've got speakers built in and microphones.
Yes.
So I get to call Victoria all the time, and I can listen to
So he
music.
can leave his phone on and then go, as he's driving somewhere,
call
Call
Victoria."
Victoria.
That's right. And
he doesn't have to touch a thing.
That's right. Do you wish to call Kari Hall? No, I don't want to call Kari. Why not? Stop it. Call Victoria.
Is Kari here?
No.
All right.
But anyway.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, he loves his glasses.
I love these glasses. They're awesome.
Hello, William.
William, how you doing,
ya?
buddy? All right.
Oh, cool. All right. So they were our hashtag Strawberry Beats.
Type in yours.
Yes, type in yours. Meanwhile, go to identitybasedmanifesting.com.
That's right. Go there, do that. Check out the list of all the goodies in that. Oh my God, can you believe so much is in there?
No.
And it's so practical, tactical.
Yeah.
That's right.
Cool. There was one spot left. There may still be for tomorrow's call.
That's right. So it'll be going on right now tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
That's right. Joe Weldon's there. Lisa's there. Beth is there. Lots of other kids are there.
Remembering when Mastery called.
Yep. We're diving into resource states, which is why Eric asked that brilliant question.
Which is why he did?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Is he on the call?
No.
Eric. Okay.
Alex, thanks, buddy.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. Have a lovely day, everyone. Hey, watch this.
Yes.
Ready? Did you know it's a long weekend? In other words, that's what we call in Australia when there's a public holiday on Monday.
It is. It's Labor Day on Monday.
See,
I forgot. See, when
So-
you don't work anymore, well, I do work from home. And I work where I want to be and do business stuff and garden stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm so disconnected
when you live like we do,
from the 9 to 5.
it's it's impossible to keep track of holidays.
Yes.
Right? And it's difficult to keep track of weekends.
I know.
Right?
I can't believe that.
Use that
So my
as an
sister will be
mental
on
act.
holiday on Monday as well. I'm assuming, because it's a public holiday. She's a teacher. She'll be on public holiday. Anyway, sorry. I love it. I love how I don't know when it's a public holiday. Sometimes we'll wake up and it'll be like, wow, there's not much traffic.
There's not much traffic. Maybe
Wonder
we're
if
back
there's
in
a traffic
lockdown
jam.
or something,
And then suddenly
right?
like,
See,
of course.
something bad's happened. Yeah,
I must be getting old. No, just choosing life wisely.
that's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And daylight savings time for those of you. Tony Mack is on the
Yes.
call. That's right.
Oh, good one, Tony Mac. All right, you guys.
Love you guys. Have a lovely day.
See yous.
I'm going to the pool. Oh, I wonder what this... Oh, no, I don't go on Mondays.